Hi everybody, this is Dylan. Hello. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm continuing my reviews of the Disney Classic Doll wedding sets, and of course in no particular order. And today we are looking at Cinderella and Prince Charming, one of my favorite Disney couples, as number one, Cinderella is probably the most popular princess just represented everywhere, especially in Walt Disney World, it being her kingdom, of course. But Cinderella just seems to be the leader of the Disney princesses, you know, even though I feel like Snow White should have that role. But yeah, Cinderella, I think, always, you know, gets that beautiful wedding dress look in many different ways. So this is just one version of that. So I'm so excited to look at this with you guys and talk about this doll set. If this is your first time here, hello again. My name is Dylan. I love to collect Disney princess items. Of course, if you enjoy things like that as well, make sure you subscribe to my channel and like this video. Thank you so much. So first, let's just get into the packaging, because that is like a whole work of art within itself. There's just so many pretty things here, like I said with the Princess and the Frog review that I did last. So everything is just very blue, and like with Tiana and Naveen, everything was green. So here everything is blue, and I think that's just because blue is Cinderella's #1 marketed color, you know, even though she wears silver in the animated film. So like I said, everything is blue. It says Cinderella and Prince Charming Wedding Doll Set. And then it has the Disney Princess logo here. It says flower bouquet accessory, so she does have a pretty flower that we'll get to look at whenever we at Debox. That is the Disney Store logo, and her and the prince are just displayed very, very pretty in that they are kind of dancing, I guess, or maybe just posing like on a balcony, you know, waving to their subjects. And actually up there is a little image of Jock and Gus and Bluebirds from the film, and they're watching them get married, so that's really, really fun. So yeah, it looks like they could be dancing, but then at the same time, maybe just posing. So this side of the box has an image of Cinderella there. That's her new look from the Disney Store. They've been using that for a long time with the swooped bangs. And then there is Cinderella's carriage, and then it looks like it's Cinderella's signature there on the box as well. You see the other side. There's an awesome image of Cinderella and the prince. And then Cinderella there. This actually is from Cinderella 3, A Twist in Time. So if you've seen that film, there is a wedding in that film, and that is what this is from. I love that movie, by the way. I think it's great for a sequel. But that is what is happening here. And I think that they have taken some liberties on the doll, because it's not exactly what Cinderella's wedding dresses have looked like in film. So we have a glass slipper there. All the Disney Store information. These retail for $39.99. And again, it says Cinderella and Prince Charming here at the top. Okay, so to debox, I learned this last time. There's lots of little sticky things that we have to cut. There we go. I learned how to debox these in the last video I did, so of Tiana and Naveen, so I should be a little bit of an expert now, maybe. I hope. So we take the front plastic off, and it just folds out with these certain tabs. Whew, it's really dusty. I feel like this has been in a warehouse somewhere or been gathering dust. So that means that there is no more plastic, and we can get a good view of them, how they are posed in the box. These boxes are very wonky too. I mean, they are not level at all. They're very strange. So I guess I'm just gonna have to hold this as I film. But yeah, they're very, very weird about like how they're balanced. So we see the prince has his slicked molded hair. This is the Prince face sculpt from the Disney Fairy Tale Designer dolls, and they have continued to use that since. There are some cool gold details on his outfit, some cords, so, pants and boots. He is also looking very blue as well. Cinderella here, this is her face sculpt from the Disney store. I think they've been using this for a long time, but just, we've seen different paint of this just depending on, the year that the dolls came out. So I can see some little inspirations just of her wedding dress from any film. There's definitely been added a little bit of fantasy here, especially with like the way that this skirt is and her hairpiece. She does have a veil around her bun. But this is really pretty. I like this here. I can't wait to see the construction of this whenever we take this out of the box. But she has long sleeves, and there's a blue fabric flower, as well as a blue bouquet, and then she has a really pretty skirt. So we'll just have to see. I cannot wait to get these out of the box. But first, we're going to take the prince out of the box because I feel like the more interesting things are with Cinderella. So that's our plan of action. So to remove the prince, we just need to make sure we can remove this. And there's actually a little piece of tape that kind of holds this together somewhat, and that's what messed me up in the last review. So I want to make sure I do get that this time. Okay. Oh, see what I'm telling you guys? That messes me up. So there's a lot of things holding these dolls in. It's a whole bunch of stuff, and this is definitely not packaging that is the eco-friendly packaging. This is definitely just packaging to make the dolls presented the best that they can be. And where their arms are like posed and everything, there's just like tacks everywhere. So we just have to like roll with it, So this is what's holding in his boots. Try to control the mess a little bit. There's even like some tape there. These are constructed very interesting. I do have the Cinderella and Prince Charming 17-inch wedding doll set, and I think that this looks kind of similar to that. In many different ways, minus a few details. Looks like there's a lot of twisties. Tiana and Naveen had all kinds of craziness going on. Like, it was just, I didn't think it was going to ever end. But just so much plastic and ties. But, if you want them displayed in there pretty like that, you're really going to have to tie them in there, because these things are going to be shipped and sold, everywhere. I wonder if the parks will get these as well. So, oh my, so then there's these tapey things that like hold their head in, and that's even more complicated. So it's like you just have to find a way to peel the tape off. Yep. That's how it works. But we'll do it in waves because we're gonna see what Prince Charming looks like first. So the Prince Charming is slowly coming out here. You just have to kind of work with all the little plastic ties and stuff. And he is attached to Cinderella in a few different ways. Oh, actually, I think his hand is still attached there. Yeah, I'm telling you, these dancing poses and stuff, that's a lot of stuff holding them in, so to make it really pretty, they have to really work with it. Alright, so Cinderella is on her own now. But so we have Prince Charming here, and I am just gonna have to clean him up a little bit because there's so much stuff on him. And this is very scary back here. So these can actually like rip the fabrics on the outfits. So you just have to be very careful about, you know, pulling this stuff out, because, you know, you don't want your doll to get torn up just from deboxing it. So his shirt seems a different quality than Prince Naveen's shirt. It seems thinner to me. It doesn't seem as high quality as Prince Naveen's shirt, so I'm not sure what that is about. I think that's all of the little ropey things that we got off of him. Yeah. So I love this face. You know, I think that looks like Prince Charming from the film. His hair is very styled and very coiffed, you know. He's definitely got some product in there, you know, whatever princes use for that. Yeah, looking very royal. On his shoulders, he has some like little cuff things on his shoulders, and there's like molded buttons, and it looks like molded cords on his shoulder. And I believe that these are different from the ones that Prince Naveen had. Actually, guys, I had to check. It is the same one. So Prince Eric might have the same one as well. So that's a bummer. I thought each one was going to be different for their respective kingdoms. But Naveen's shirt seems like a nicer quality to me. I'm not sure what that's about. Yeah, so that is definitely a thing. So I'll sit him back there. But yeah, so there's like some gold piping around his neck. There's some stitching down here. I do like the ropey cord kind of stuff. This one kind of tucks underneath his arm. I'm not sure if that's supposed to happen or what. But it looks very royal and fancy, I suppose. So everything is, you know, stitched at the end of the fabric, which is nice, you know. So, but it feels different than Prince Naveen. So I'm not sure if the quality on the set went to Cinderella. I mean, I know that she has a bigger dress than Tiana had, just material wise, but you know, I'm not sure what happened there. And he has a gold belt that goes on the front. But yeah, just whenever I first kind of felt this fabric, it's very soft, but it's also just very thin, I think. So just be careful with it, because it might tear or it might fray, you know, and we don't want that to happen. We want the prince to look as nice as he can with Cindy. So he has blue pants on, and yes, everything is fabric, and those are 2 different pieces. And of course he is articulated in all the places, you know, his elbows, and he has rubber legs. And then there are his boots, which he has his own boots, I believe. We'll have to see what Prince Eric's boots look like eventually, and Flynn Rider's. But they look very nice, very polished. Looks like they're the same slacks, just different color, you know, for the respective character. Okay, yeah, so there is the Prince Charming. Does anyone have a name for him, actually? I've always thought that he was Prince Henry, but I know Disney says Prince Charming, just because, you know, Prince Charming and Cinderella, but I always heard him being called Henry, so just let me know what you think about that. Oh, and Snow White's prince being called Prince Florian, so that's interesting. All right, let's get Cindy out of the box. Oh, Miss Cindy, I just have a feeling this is going to be difficult. Tiana was held in with all kinds of little tacks. You know, I was so scared that I was going to ruin her skirt. So I'm having a little bit of anxiety right now, but let's just have good thoughts, and we will try to remove Cinderella with the best possible grace that we can, as Cinderella would prefer. Actually, I think that goes, yeah, that goes to the bird thing. I don't think that we need to remove that. And I need to get this tape off of. So there were some little tacks and things, you know, holding her in. So this arm is going to be free. And then I think all we'll need to worry about is just getting her veil out and her dress out nicely. So there, of course, is some tissue paper underneath her dress, and that is just to help her dress look fuller as it's being displayed. And Disney does this with a lot of Playline dolls, but also with some limited edition dolls. So I'm so sad that even on very expensive dolls that there isn't anything, you know, giving her any volume from underneath. I think I need to get this out of the way so we can see what we're doing. So she is held in by her feet, and I don't want to get her dress wrinkly, but we're just gonna have to somehow cut these little things around her feet because that's gonna be the only way. There's one. I don't want to cut her legs. Two. Okay, so I think now that all we need to do is just slowly. Oh, and she is rubber banded. Her hand is rubber banded here. I should have noticed that. We try to get that, and then once we get her out, we can do better. All right. Here we go. Whoop! We just lost the background. Okay. And now we can remove all of that yucky tissue paper that was underneath there. But I think I'm gonna put it back in there later just to add some more volume to her dress, because I don't think, you know, there's gonna be enough to make it look like it did in the box. So let's just try to free Cinderella. There is 2 tabs holding her to this plastic shell. Oh, these are so tiny. All right. She's so pretty. I love this very much. Even though it's definitely an original design and not totally based from her films, I absolutely love this. This is, I don't want to remove the flower completely from her hand because I don't think I'd ever get it back on there right again. Just so much plastic. Oop, okay. All right, perfect. Perfect. And I think there might be an extra rubber band on her hand here. I think we did free the flowers a little bit. But what is this? Looks like it might be holding the flowers on as well. And look at how the ribbons on the flowers are wrinkled just because of how it was displayed in that plastic thing. Ugh, okay. I'll deal with that later. So, and she also, of course, has these things poking out of her back as well. Ooh, her dress is very nice quality. Wow, that's very, very nice. And we just want to gently remove this. Just, you know, snapping her dress here is so, I can tell that the top portion there is very nice quality. So, all right. So Cinderella has beautiful blue eyes, red lips. I love the fluffiness of her bang. This is definitely blonde Cinderella, you know, not strawberry blonde Cinderella, as was in her film. So that's okay, you know, as expected marketing-wise. She has a bun that's like a lower bun this time, and it's like a bluish veil. It's very pretty. I didn't notice that it was a bluish color whenever I seen her in the box, but definitely up against that white dress, it is a blue color. And it is somehow wrapped around her bun. That's very pretty. There's like a band there. Of course the veil is wanting to go this way because that's how it was packaged in the box. And this is kind of hard to mold, so I guess just time out of the box will help the veil. So, but I love her dress. So it's all one piece. There's no, separation. This is a very nice dress. Around the top is like this really pretty like neckline. They did a similar thing with her 17-inch limited edition platinum doll, which I have to show on my channel sometime because I really, really love that set. I feel like that set never really got the starlight that it needed. But this is like wrapped, and that's so pretty, and there's like piping and like a sheerness to it, like different layers. I think that's so nice. I really, really like that. And it goes into the back where it is velcroed. She does have long sleeves, and they are see-through. And of course she is articulated everywhere. Everywhere that Disney store dolls normally are articulated. She has a blue bouquet here on her hand, and there's like a stem to the bouquet. It looks more like a corsage, I think, what you have on your wrists like at proms, because it is rubber banded to her wrist. And then there is like that extra rubber band there, I think. I don't know if I want to mess with that or anything, but it has a stem, and it has like some like frillies, and it's a blue flower. It looks like a blue version of what Tiana had. And why not, let's just bring her sister princess here. So yeah, looks like just a blue version of that, which I think that's cool. That puts them all together. So around her waist is a blue fabric rose. Love that, with a white ribbon. And her skirt is looking a little crumpled just because it was up behind her in the box, but it's got like a white shimmer to it. I really like how it kind of drapes there. The fabric for the skirt is cheaper, but not like cheap. I think it feels like Cinderella dresses normally do from the Disney store. And the blue panel is like a side piece there. It's meant to be like a side display, and it is tacked into the actual white part to keep that shape. So I'm not gonna undo that because I would like for this to stay nice. So, but the blue part is like its whole thing underneath. It has like this pretty accordion kind of looking fabric over it, and then it has a under layer. So there is some poof in there, but nothing like what the tissue paper could do. So she has the rubber legs and white high heels. Actually, they're probably meant to be glass slippers because they're see-through. It's very pretty, and of course they are rubber banded onto her feet. You can articulate her at her knees, and she has articulation at her waist so she can sit down. So just everything that a Disney store doll would have is what she has, so it's the same Cinderella doll, just done up differently. So, but I really, really love this dress. I think it's a good representation. I think the only thing that it's missing is maybe like a little dainty tiara here, just because it looks a little naked there. But other than that, I think it's so, so lovely. So here are our two couples so far that we have looked at, Cinderella and Prince Charming, and Tiana and Prince Naveen. And I can just see how, the different shades of colors are just comparing between the two couples. Blue and green. I think that's so cool. So, so pretty. And I might have had a little bit of a disaster setting all of these up. So I'm sorry if they look a little attacked because they did kind of collapse with this. Alright guys, well that's all of the details of Cinderella and Prince Charming. Make sure you stay tuned on my channel to see Ariel and Eric and Rapunzel and Eugene. So we will of course get to that very soon. And so far my favorite of the two would have to be Tiana and Naveen, but Cinderella also is very beautiful, so that's very, very hard. So let me know so far what your favorites are in the two that we have looked at. All right, everybody, I will see you next time in my next video. See ya. Bye-bye.